I'm Mike Sullivan. Okay, you're struggling with your driver. You want to hit it longer, you want to hit it straighter. So what do? You run to the store and you get the brand new $500 driver. Well, let's talk about if you're going to get that $500 driver, a couple of things you should look for to make sure it's going to help instead of hurt. Okay, so we want to hit that driver. Do you buy a new driver every year? Do you every year buy that club because you're told this is it, this is breakthrough technology, this is going to make all the difference in the world? Then the next year the same thing happens. Okay, so I've been really fortunate over the years in that I've had access to manufacturers to be able to get fit for their clubs and have the latest and greatest and all that stuff. And what I've found is oftentimes when their new club comes out, even though on a machine, it shows us that, you know, if you had a perfect golf swing and everything was done in a vacuum, you'd get more carry, your launch characteristics would be better, all this stuff. When it comes to a human using the club, there's no difference. So you may not have to get a new driver. Okay, the club that I've got right now, this is the best driver that I have ever hit, and the reason it's the best one is that it's the best one for me. It's specific to me, so it's really not valuable for me to try to push and sell and tell you to hit this particular club because this is going to make all the difference in the world. This did make all the difference in the world for me about 3 years ago, and the thing is that it's because it fits me the best. And for me, what happened was I experimented with shafts a little bit, and I got a shaft that was the right weight for me. It feels good to swing it, and I put more good swings on this driver than any other club in the past, and I'm not really interested in trying to do better because I feel really secure with it. What should you look for? Okay. Make sure you've got enough loft on your driver. So this is something that is getting a little bit better. It used to be really hard to convince people to have enough loft on the driver, and the reason would be this, is that people felt like they were losing distance because they hit the ball so high. So they'd go out and they'd get an 8-degree driver, which they liked getting the 8-degree driver because, you know, the pros were using an 8-degree driver. You know, Tiger Woods or whoever had a really, really low lofted driver because they had such great ball speed, and because they hit the ball with such speed that they could launch it relatively low and it would just go forever. But the average person, if they make a really good golf swing, and they've got a good launch condition where they're not scooping the ball falling backwards, the average guy with an 8-degree driver, the ball won't go high enough to give them the maximum distance. It hits the ground too soon. So take a look at your driver. What is the loft on your driver? If you have one of these new $500 clubs, maybe they're $400 now, it's probably adjustable. Okay? So if you've got the ability to adjust the loft on that driver, I gotta get this super close, I think. Do you see that? There's glare. I know, there's glare. Anyway, this is adjustable loft. So I can take the head off, spin it around, and change the loft. Go ahead and experiment with the most possible loft because it's gonna do a couple things for you. Number one, you're probably gonna hit it straighter because there's more loft. You're gonna get the ball spinning a little bit more back, less one way or the other. The other thing that's gonna happen is because it has more loft, you'll actually be incentivized to make a swing where you turn through and transfer weight onto your front side, okay, and hit the ball in this type of position instead of a club that doesn't have enough loft. You can't get the ball in the air with a good swing, so we do this sort of a thing. And when I'm falling back and the club is passing my hands, what's happening is usually the club is traveling out in an out to in swing path. My weight is moving backwards, so I'm putting extra loft on that thing, and I'm hitting it with a really bad glancing blow. I'm just losing all sorts of opportunities for distance. I'm not transferring a lot of energy to the ball, okay? So the most important thing you can do is, number one, have a driver that's got enough loft or even too much loft. Okay, the next thing we want to do is take the ego and check it, right? And experiment with a club that maybe has a little less flex, a little bit more flexible shaft, I should say. So if you're playing a stiff shaft, just go try the comparable regular. Try the regular flex shaft with a little bit more loft and just see what it does for you. Because the regular flex shaft tends to be lighter, and the lighter flex shaft tends to get that ball up in the air a little bit more. So it used to be thought, oh, if I have a shaft that's too flexible, the club face is going to be moving all over the place and all this stuff. Probably not the case. You probably don't have to worry about that. In general, just the regular flex or even the senior flex is going to just get the ball in the air for you more. So getting the ball in the air is our friend. And what we'd love to do is, and where I'm going with this is have a setup in your equipment so that it's easy for the ball to get in the air, and then you can make a swing where you may de-loft the club a little bit at impact. That's going to give you more club head speed. And more club head speed, if you hit it in the middle, is going to give you more ball speed. And more ball speed is going to give you more distance. I hope that makes sense. And I hope that helps. You may not have to go and buy that new expensive driver. Maybe you can adjust your current driver with a little more loft. And heck, you may even be able to put, if you can take the shaft out easily, you could try a more flexible shaft. All right? So go with more loft, go with more flex. I hope that helps. We'll see you next time.